Hey, thanks for joining us here on this Monday morning, May the 6th. I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Now, obviously, the big weather story for today, it is the wind. It has been relentless for us in the Denver area all morning long. We've seen peak gusts in Denver up to about 65 miles an hour just west of town. We've seen some of those gusts into the 80+ mile an hour range for us in Boulder and parts of the foothills. Those winds will be, again, hanging around most of the day, maybe just ever so slightly dissipating a little bit through the day today before in the foothills those winds pick back up again for tonight. And in Denver along and east of I-25, those winds will relax. So kind of a different story depending on which side of the metro area that you're on. I'll show you all this in detail over the next couple of minutes. Meantime, what we're seeing outside in Denver right now, actually a fair bit of cloud cover overhead. And what is also quite stunning about everything that we're seeing right now with all the wind, we are literally in the stratosphere. We have a very strong area of low pressure overhead, and that is literally pulling us down or pulling down enough air that we are now in the stratosphere. It's what we call a stratospheric intrusion. It is also leading to an air quality alert for us in the Denver area for today. Again, that is due to ozone that is being pulled down literally from the stratosphere, from the ozone layer above us. So it's windy all day long, mountain snow through tonight, and it is unsettled at the end of the week with a couple of rain, snow, kind of cooler rain, snow chances, and kind of generally cooler for the end of the week. But of course, all eyes on the wind and a peak gust on top of a Cheyenne Mountain of 86 mile an hour wind for us. Cheyenne Mountain, if you're unfamiliar, that's just outside of Colorado Springs. Boulder, 87 mile an hour gust at the Mesa Lab, and a 76 mile an hour gust in Aurora, 75 mile an hour wind in Centennial. Very, very impressive winds, and it's still gusting out there right now. 37 mile an hour gust for us in Denver, 52 in Pueblo, and 58 out in Burlington. By the way, if you're heading to or from Kansas today, that blowing dust is going to be a big issue out on the eastern plains. Right now, 62 mile an hour gust in Broomfield at the Rocky Mountain Airport. 41 at the Boulder Airport, but if you're familiar with Boulder, the airport in Boulder is on the east side of the city. It is the west and south sides of the city that are getting the real strong winds in the 70 to 80 mile an hour range for us. Kenosha past 23 mile an hour gusts, and Monument Hill, Palmer Divide's had it all day long. We've had some gusts well over 70 miles an hour on the Palmer Divide, including a 79 mile an hour gust basically at the very top of it in Greenland. If you're familiar with that, that is just the north of Monument Hill, where we've had some of those really, really strong winds out there all morning long. So those winds, as we head through the next couple of hours, we will see those winds continue for us basically again all day long for us. The good news is later tonight, once we get to about 7, 8 o'clock or so along and east of I-25, those winds will start to relax. In the foothills, though, those winds will actually increase. So kind of a different story. Along and west of I-25, those winds get stronger tonight. Along and east of I-25, those winds will decrease once we get to about 6, 7, 8 o'clock or so this evening. So virtually for everyone, the wind's going to stay the same, maybe ever so slightly lightens a little bit as we head through the day. But as we get into tonight, those winds, might notice they intensify a bit for us into the foothills along the Highway 93 corridor, the peak-to-peak highway. Basically all those main elevated areas there. We'll be looking at those stronger winds for this evening. And Denver, those winds generally relax tonight and into tomorrow morning. But speaking of tomorrow, we will have still some pretty strong winds around for us for tomorrow morning. It's just not going to be as bad as what we've been dealing with for today. So again, this morning was pretty rough for us with the those very, very strong winds, and we will be looking at the possibility for maybe hopefully some slightly lighter winds for tomorrow with gusts into the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. Red flag warning, gusts up to 65 miles an hour, humidity as low as 10% for southeastern Colorado, for northern Colorado right now because of the green up and also a couple of other factors in play. A high relative humidity within the air mass. We are not looking right now at a red flag warning across the Denver metro area. We actually have some strong storms developing out in Kansas. That's going to be part of a very significant severe weather outbreak for us across the eastern, Kansas, Oklahoma, and North Texas, and that is actually directly associated with the storm system that's giving us all the wind today. It's all part of the same storm system. Meantime, for us in the mountains, we are seeing some snow showers up there as well. I haven't talked about those yet, but Rifle on east to kind of Glenwood Canyon and east through Vail Pass, we are seeing some light light to moderate snowfall out that way. And the snow will continue for the rest of the day today. It dissipates tonight, but it'll re-intensify for tomorrow, mainly along and north of I-70. For today, temperatures top out in the upper 50s. You won't notice it at all with those winds gusting in the 30 to 50 mile an hour range. It is windy all day long. That is, of course, the big story. Temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees below average for us on the eastern plains. But again, sure, it's going to be 59 degrees in terms of our air temperature today. It will not feel anywhere close to that. And in fact, going back to these temperatures today, the wind that we're seeing right now is what we call a Bora wind. And that means that the source of the air mass is so cold that despite the fact that it downslopes, which is a warming, it's a warming motion, and the fact that these winds are downsloping off of the Rockies, that would normally mean it's a warming wind, but because the source of that air mass is so cold that it will feel to you like a cold wind at the surface, even here in Denver, which is fairly unusual. Again, normally our winds are warm winds for us here in the Denver area. They're warmer, they're drier winds, hence our climate. Meantime, temperatures stay 50s, 60s for us eastern plains, but it will not feel anywhere close to 59 degrees for today. Tonight we drop back into the mid 30s and winds will relax late. For tomorrow, low 60s, isolated storms and windy once again, but not as bad as today. That's the kind of bit of good news tomorrow. A little warmer, a little less windy, but still some fire danger concerns. And also, again, the potential for some gusts of some stronger winds into the maybe 50 mile an hour range for tomorrow. 7-day forecast. It's pretty unsettled for the end of the week as we get some of those temperatures generally running about 5-10 degrees below average for really the next few days. And then it's not until kind of Saturday, Sunday that we start to warm back up again. Thursday, Friday, looking again just kind of cool, cloudy with some scattered shower and storm chances for us. And then the weekend looking gradually better as it wears on. And final note, just to kind of leave you with these strong winds, especially for our friends in the foothills, just make sure you've got those phones charged today. Do not drive a high-profile vehicle, and especially on Highway 93. This is going to be one of those winds that'll be a crosswind on Highway 93. I wonder if they're going to have to close it later today, just because the dynamic of the wind that we're looking at. Charge your phones, as I mentioned, and of course, just make sure you're staying inside if possible. Certainly not a day to be outdoors. I don't think anybody really wants to be outside when we're talking about these 50, 60 mile an hour winds, but just worth noting anyways. So anyways, we'll keep you posted on all of this wind, but again, top line takeaways. The wind, unfortunately, will mostly hang around for the rest of the day today. Maybe, again, slightly, ever so slightly weakening just a little bit. But again, for the most part, that wind does hang around all day long. Tonight, those winds increase in the foothills. So kind of west of Denver, west of I-25. Those winds will increase along and east of I-25. Those winds relax. So kind of two different mechanisms in play. East Metro, winds get better tonight. In the foothills, those winds unfortunately probably peak and get a little bit worse for tonight as well. And for everybody, tomorrow, still windy, but not as bad. Today is going to be the worst of the wind over this very unsettled stretch, and especially this very windy stretch for us here in the Denver area. I'll keep you posted at the very latest. I'll have another update for you coming up at 9 news and noon, and also at 2 p.m. here on 9 News Plus. We'll see you then.